an artist. It's got its pros and it's got its cons, I guess. I mean, work is, that's all I do. But I don't feel like I'm working. It's honestly, I love doing this. I really don't feel like I've worked a day in my life. My name's Sonny Granados. I've been tattooing for 12 years.
Whoa, which way? Mobbing around town, gotta switch lanes. Think you hold it down, what a mistake. Look at what you've done, look at what I felt. I've been on a run going this way. I don't give a fuck.
I grew up out in Palm Springs. My dad kind of pushed me into drawing a little bit. He knew I was kind of talented. I was drawing portraits when I was about 12 years old. So I got a little bit older. I had my first kid at 15. I had to grow up pretty quick. I've been on my own since I was 16. I started getting into tattooing when I was about 18 years old. I started seeing my friends getting tattoos, and I started getting tattoos here and there. I knew I can draw, so I picked back up on my drawing when I was 18 and picked up a machine the first time when I was 18 years old. I was going to a shop, hanging out at local shops. I just remember going to this shop called Anarchy out here, and I was there every day just hanging out and drawing. And one day the owner just told me to pick up a broom if I was going to be there all day. So that's kind of how I got into tattooing out here. When I was doing my apprenticeship, I obviously wasn't making any money. I was working for free, so I had a little, side hustles. So about a year into tattooing, I started bringing in a couple of friends, started fucking up my friends in town to, practiced on myself a lot. That's definitely like what taught me the most, was tattooing myself.
Always on my grind, I can never stop. Drinking so much, got me in my feelings.
From working at Anarchy and Ink, I was working there for about 6 years. From there, I met a couple of the people from Solent. I met a couple of people from Artistic Element and the Palm Trees Tattoos convention. That's actually when I started kind of getting a little bit of a name for myself. I just started reaching out to everybody. I started reaching out to Pooch. I remember talking to Jeremy at the Palm Trees and Tattoos convention. I just kind of started getting into meeting everybody outside of the desert. I was so stuck in just the same shop for so long that I didn't really go anywhere. That's kind of where I started getting into the sacred geometry. When I was working at Anarchy, I kind of was going from black and gray realism to neo-traditional to American traditional. So when I started tattooing, I wanted to do nothing but black and gray realism. That was the biggest thing that I really liked doing. The first thing that they taught me was I had to learn how to do line work. So I started doing more traditional. I started moving into doing solid line work, heavy line work, and my line work just started getting better and better. I met Roman Abrego at Artistic Element. He put me under his wing, and he really showed me a different way of style of tattooing. He kind of motivated me to do more sacred geometry. I was taken back because I kind of wanted to learn how to do color and all of this stuff, but he actually he gave me the idea of strictly doing sacred geometry because I was really good at it.
Whoa, which way? Mobbing around town, gotta switch lanes. Think you hold it down, what a mistake. Look at what you've done, look at what I felt. I've been on a run going this way.
It was definitely different, dude. Being 15 and being a dad, I never knew I was gonna be a tattoo artist. Since I was a kid, I never thought that I'm gonna grow up to be a tattoo artist. Never once slipped my mind. But I did want to be a dad. I remember wanting to be a dad. And when I had my daughter, I wasn't freaked out. It wasn't scary. I've had relatives asking to take my daughter in, and I said, fuck that, I took care of it myself. She's my kid, and since I was 16, I've been on my own. It was tough, being a kid and trying to raise a kid and, jobless and running the streets and fucking around. I wouldn't say it was the best environment for a kid, but she's my kid. So it's definitely a lot easier now. I got into tattooing because it got me off the streets. It really saved my life. I tell people that tattooing wasn't a dream. It was it was almost like my dream found me in a way.
I could feel nothing, no, I'm never healing. Never healing, made a killing off a dream. I got a vision off of things I gotta deal with. Got a deed to fix. I feel another reason just to go so hard. I feel just like the seasons gotta fall apart and start again.
So nowadays, working full-time as an artist, it's got its pros and it's got its cons, I guess. I mean, work is, you know, that's all I do. But I don't feel like I'm working, you know, it's honestly, I love doing this. I really don't feel like I've worked a day in my life. I was blessed with this, you know, I got something I was good at. I went from there, you know, just like I said, I feel like it found me. I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't tattooing.
Wanted that wedding ring. I'm not sure by any means. There's a reason and we swore which way. Mobbing around town, gotta switch lanes. Think you hold it down, what a mistake. Look at what you've done.